Welcome to the art room, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so excited to make art with you this year. In order to have the best environment possible to make our art, we need to do a few things. We need to be respectful to each other, we need to be responsible, and we need to be safe. Here are some routines to remember in the art room. Coming into art. Now you know which table is yours. Come in quietly, sit down at your table, and look up and be ready to learn. Not like this girl. She's being noisy and plopping down. Let's divide our art time into 4 sections. We start with direction time after you come in and sit down. After you get the directions, it's going to be work time, then cleanup time, and then line-up time. During direction time is time to sit quietly. It's time to be using your ears, paying attention, so that you know exactly what you'll need to do for our fun art project. If you have a question during direction time, please raise your hand and wait to be called on. Don't just blurt it out. Also, it's not time to be in your art box looking at all of your cool supplies. Then you are not really paying attention to the directions for the project. Just keep your art box closed for now. Yay, we made it to work time. Time to make our art. During this time, it's okay to quietly talk. I am fine with you talking quietly to your neighbors while you are working on your art. It's time to get out our supplies. If you don't have supplies or need to borrow something, you can come on over to the counter where you will find some crayons, some markers, some scissors, some glue. Just please be careful with the supplies and put them back how you found them. So close up the glue bottles when you're done. Carry the scissors carefully and use them appropriately. Put the caps back on the markers and put them with their colors. And also crayons, when you put them back where the color they belong with. When Mrs. Tex says that it's cleanup time, that is time for us to stop for today, whether we're done or not, because we're out of time. It's really important that you listen so that everybody can get lined up on time for going to your next class. All right, everybody, it's time to clean up. Please put your supplies away. Oh, thank you for putting the markers back where they belong. I really appreciate that, getting them all back in the right spot. Whoa, 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 what are you doing? That is not how we put our markers away. Thank you. Thank you for picking up the markers off the floor and putting them back correctly. That'll keep our supplies nice for everybody to be able to use. If you have something that's wet or sticky, it goes on the drying rack. Please don't put your project right on top of somebody else's, or they might get stuck together or wreck each other. Please put it on an empty shelf. Thank you. Once we're all cleaned up, then it's line-up time. Now is time to go back to being quiet. Just like at the beginning of class, when we were quiet during direction time, line-up is another time when it's time to be quiet. We're getting ready to go through the hallway, and we all know we need to be nice and quiet walking through the hallway. Wait at your table quietly. When I call you to line up, look at the number that's on your folder. This is the number that you're going to go stand on in our line. We're going to face the door. We're going to stand looking forward. We're going to stand quietly. We're going to keep our hands to ourselves. Near where we line up, you'll see the emergency eye wash. This is for emergencies only. Please don't touch it or play with it or drink out of it. Here are a few extra things to know about the art room. When I see you doing great things like being respectful, responsible, and safe, listening the first time, helping each other, talking kindly to one another, I put happy faces on the board. If we end up at the end of class with more happy faces than sad faces, I will put a sticker on the chart by your class's name. Once your class gets 3 stickers, then it'll be a treat day, and I'll have some kind of a treat to give you on that class period. Some days you might get done with your art project before it's cleanup time. There's some extra time things that you can do. There's coloring sheets on the little table. Please keep this area clean and don't trash the coloring sheets. Once you look through them, make sure they're stacked back up nicely. There's blank paper. Please only take one coloring sheet or one piece of blank paper, and please keep the area neat. Underneath the table, there's some things, building like blocks, dominoes, some games that you could use. It's important that you use these things quietly and that you clean up after yourself as soon as it's cleanup time. There's also some books to look at and read. Put them back when you're done. There's also books that show you how to draw different things. They'll take you step by step and show you how to draw different things. This one happens to be Winnie the Pooh. You don't draw in the book, you just look at the book and draw on a blank piece of paper. There's also origami books. So some kids like to fold origami. If you do, you can ask me for a square of paper to use with the origami books. So those are all options for free time. If you use the pencil sharpener, please only use it for pencils. Pencils belong in the sharpener. There are things that don't belong in the sharpener, like crayons or paper or cardboard. Class, to get your attention when you're busy working, I might do this, and I want you to clap it back to me. So listen to my claps, and then you clap that same rhythm back. Or sometimes I might say, give me a shush on 3. 1, 2, 3, shh. And we all do the shh together. I just need to get your attention sometimes so that when you hear those things, you'll stop, you'll put down what you're working on, and you'll give me your attention. Painting cleanup. When you bring things back to the sink after we've been painting and you're ready to clean them up, this side of the sink is for washing things, rinsing your brushes, rinsing your trays. This side of the sink is to put things that are already clean. They need to go into this side to drip dry. They're not ready to go back into the brushes. They're not ready to go back into the drawer because they're still wet, so we want them to dry off. So when you're washing your paint tray and your brush, it takes a little help from you. Just running the water over it doesn't really make it go away. So I'm going to use my fingers and rinse the paint all out of the bristles till the bristles are all clean. If you don't want to touch it with your fingers, you could also use your brush and kind of wipe back and forth underneath the water, and that will help to get it all out of the tray. You could use your finger to kind of mush it around. You could use a wet sponge to clean it out. Whatever you feel more comfortable with, but just sticking it under the water isn't probably going to make it go away. So rinse it. Where I had the paint is clean. I know this tray has some old paint in, but the new paint that I had in the tray is clean. I'm going to put it in this side to drip dry. I'm going to put the brush bristle side up. You'll notice that I put the bristle side up because I don't want my bristles down and get all mushed into the bottom, and then my nice paintbrush bristles will get all bent up and wacky. So we put it bristles up in the drainer to dry. And if you forget, I have the sign here by the sink, save the brush. And the brush is saying, please save me. I don't want to end up useless and in the garbage. Rinse all the paint out of my hair. And remember, I said using your hands. your fingers or the bottom of the sink will help rinse all of that paint out of her hair. And then place me upright in the dish drainer. And then the paintbrush is thanking you. I'm saved, thanks to you. All right, so let's take good care of our painting supplies.